Here we are at the Dutch Embassy in Washington, D.C., and it's our honor and privilege to be speaking to the Dutch ambassador, Hannah Schuer. Ambassador, a little bit of rain today, but not too bad here in D.C.
Well, it's as we say, it's almost a Dutch summer's day, so we are not complaining.
Well, I didn't think about that, but I guess that makes sense. Well, we're here for the premiere showing of Ageless Friends, a documentary about a young Dutch boy who adopted an American paratrooper's gravesite in the Netherlands. The paratrooper was James Wickline. He was killed at the age of 21 as a paratrooper when his chute didn't open over the Netherlands during World War II. And Ambassador, I just wonder if you would share your thoughts about the connections that this documentary makes between the two countries.
Well, we are showing this film on an auspicious day for the Netherlands. This is the 4th of May. This is our Remembrance Day. And the remembrance is not only for the people, the Dutch people who died during the war or after the war in various actions in Afghanistan or other places, but it's also a day of remembrance of the people who died for the freedom in our country. And we were liberated 71 years ago by the Canadians and by the United States, by the Americans. And you will find in the cemetery in Margraten 8,301 graves of boys and girls from the United States who never came back. And we are very proud in the Netherlands that we have adopted those graves. All those graves have been adopted by a family in the neighborhood. And it's not only the adoption and putting flowers on the grave, it's maintaining that bond of gratitude between the Netherlands and the United States. And that's really what it's all about. And that's what you also find in this documentary, the boy who's going to look for somebody who's more or less his age, who never had the life that he had, never came to fruition. His life was not accomplished. And I thought it was very touching to see how this boy basically goes on a quest.
Well, listen, we appreciate your time very much. We know you're very busy in your schedule, and wish you luck, and thanks again for joining us.
Thank you very much, and I love talking to you, and I wish you all the luck when this documentary comes to West Virginia.
Thank you very much. That's been the ambassador to the Dutch Embassy, and we're going to be talking to some other folks here from West Virginia and on Monongalia County, so stay tuned.
That was Commissioner Tom Bloom from the Morgantown Mon County Commission.
Okay, here we are with the producer, director, and manager, and everything else of the documentary Ageless Friends. Can you introduce yourself to the audience?
My name is Marijn Poels. I'm the filmmaker, and I made the film together with Maarten. And we documented his quest from who was James Wickline. And well, it's about to release in a month in West Virginia, and this is one of the pre-screenings. And I think it's very important because, well, the embassy, it's sort of the connection between the Netherlands and America, and they are trying to bound us together as, you know, to empower the friendship. And I think this film, Maarten is doing that in his own way, in a very individual way. But I think Maarten is a great ambassador to, you know, to be the bridge between two countries. And he's using the quest of James for it, and I think it's amazing to screen the film right here on this place, the Dutch Embassy in the United States, which is the connection, and Maarten is the connection as well. So I'm very happy.
That's very well said. How long did it take you to make the documentary?
Well, filming was we spent 2.5 weeks in West Virginia, in Morgantown. But also surroundings. So the production was, the filming was 2.5 weeks, and then I went home, and I think I worked 1.5 months on it, and then it was the post production with the music and all that stuff. I think in total 2.5 months, And then we were ready to set off, but we discussed it with West Virginia as well. From what is a good time to release it, and they said, "Oh, do it next year." So we have a huge gap in between of finishing the film and finally releasing it. So now we're ready to, blow it into the world, and we will do.
Well, listen, we appreciate your time here at the Dutch Embassy. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you very much too for coming up.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
great.
And we have with us Tom Bloom, the Monongalia County Commissioner. Tom, down here at the Dutch Embassy for this fine event, the premiere. I know you've been waiting for this for a while. Give us a little history of the project.
Basically, about 2.5 years ago, Martin Vossen wrote a letter, and we've befriended each other. We decided on he wanted to do something for the 70th year anniversary of the death of James Wickline, and one thing led to the other. We got Charlene Marshall, Joe Statler, then to get the naming of a bridge over in Scott's Run. They came, and then the Netherlands people liked the idea so much they helped fund it. We came up with a program to do a documentary and to really remember what it was like for the greatest generation, and what they gave, and what the Netherlands people now take care of our 8,300 men and women who had died over there. So I'm ecstatic. I mean, just found the place, and just to show some people what we got. On behalf of Monongalia County, we have made out of coal, made out of coal from Ansted, West Virginia, and we want to show that. And then I asked WVU if we could have something, and President Gee graciously has an open invitation, but also I want everyone to see this. This is one of the game balls from the 2016 Cactus Bowl, which we won. And they all signed it. And I also have a greeting from Senator Manchin, who couldn't be here. And I'm just really proud to just represent this special occasion for not only West Virginia, but for all Americans whose parents fought and grandparents fought in World War II, and many of them didn't make it back. So this film, and this is a tribute to those individuals. And on June 18th, we're going to be doing the premiere at the Met Theater in Morgantown, and I'm just ecstatic. And I just found great news. I was just informed the ambassador who wasn't able to make it is now able to make it. So he will be coming, and we have a special tribute to the veterans, and I have some surprises for the people, and we're looking forward to a great event in Morgantown.
I know when Martin Vossen made his presentation to a commission meeting, there were a few tears in the room.
I will say this, and see, now that you said that, my father, I brought this. This is the 34th Red Bull Infantry. So when I speak tonight, I'm going to speak on behalf of my dad, who would be extremely honored to be here. He was with the first group that went over to Europe to free him, and so he is going to be with me. And I know he's looking up, down, and I'm real excited about it.
Why don't we go ahead and bring Martin Vossen in here? He's here.
How are you? Oh, it's so great to see you.
You're not on your sneakers.
See, that's what I said. Yeah, I do have to show. This is only the second time in 7 years I've worn shoes.
Yeah.
And only the second time in 5 years that I'm wearing pants. My wife would not let me wear jeans and sneakers. And I got some special gifts for you, and and for the ambassador. And I just heard he's going to.
For you.
Okay.
Some other documents.
And yeah, we got a Dutch flag, and we have a special event going on the 18th, and it's supporting the veterans. And I think people are really, really going to like it.
Absolutely.
I'm so proud of you.
And
This is such a great moment. Who would have ever thought? And I think the big thing is from an idea that you had for 10 years and you were willing to stick with it. And then, you from a boy from Scotts Run, Osage, West Virginia, and having such an impact. And then it's becoming an international award documentary. And from what the ratings are, people are really being moved by this documentary.
It's unbelievable, actually.
Yeah.
Also, the documentary already won awards.
I know. I'm just shocked. So go ahead. I'll move over and I'll let you. I'll stand by and let you get Martin.
Close
come
in
up.
a little bit
Yeah,
here,
sure.
Martin.
Oh, okay.
You can stay in here, Tom.
Oh, okay.
Martin, I think the viewers, probably not many people left in Monongalia County who don't know the story, but can you briefly just let the viewers know again how you got involved in this original project?
Well, it started in 2002. I adopted the grave of James Elwood Wickline, who is originally from Osage, Morgantown, West Virginia. And in Marquardt, we do have an American cemetery. 8,300 military people from the United States are buried over there. They have an adoption program. All graves are adopted. And at that time, I was very young, but I was kind of, my grandmother, she always told me stories about the Second World War, about the resistance, about the Americans that she met, who gave chocolate all over. And that was kind of inspiring. Also movies like Saving Private Ryan or Band of Brothers, the TV series, which is great. And I had to follow some kind of a feeling. At that time, I didn't know what it was. I was still very young, but I was, it looked excited, the Second World War, all those stories, following those heroes as well. So that's why I decided to adopt a grave at the Marquardt Cemetery. But the first time, it was in 2002, July 2002, I actually got the adoption papers, and that was the first time that I saw his name. And I knew that just looking at that name, James Wickline, I knew it was someone that, he gave his life. It was someone that, had he been into Normandy, he was, he died in the Netherlands. So that was kind of, it's kind of, wow, okay, the first time that you actually saw a name. At that time, the internet wasn't that popular, so I had to write letters with several American authorities. I got some information, which included a letter of James's mother.
Now, what year was that when you first started?
Right away, 2002. I got the adoption papers right away. I wrote some letters, and included was a letter from his mother to an American authority expressing her anxiety about what happened to her only child, since James was missing for 18 months. And that was really emotional, actually. So that's when that was probably a huge trigger to keep the search going on. But sending out 100 letters, 100 emails, I just got from time to time just one response with some clues, and that was how it went. I got some little information, so that's why in 2012, that was the first time I thought, I'm going to the United States, I'm going to Morgantown, just figure out, what I can find over there. I just, I randomly went to a neighborhood. I thought James Wickline might have lived there. I rang some bells. People were immediately quite enthusiastic about the story, but it was actually John Wickline, who's not related, by the way, to James Wickline. He is a journalist.
Yeah, in Clarksburg.
Yeah.
In Clarksburg.
He wrote a story about it in the newspaper, and he was able to contact a former neighbor of the Wicklines, and she had a scrapbook with more information on it. So that was okay. I was like, I'm going straight back to the United States. At the same time, we got in contact with each other.
Right.
Tom was immediately really enthusiastic about the whole idea, and I asked Tom, wouldn't it be special to not create something for now, but also for the future, to rename a street or something like that.
So we never forget.
So we never forget.
Right.
And Tom wasn't, it's not going to be a street. We're going to rename a bridge, the James Elwood Memorial Wickline Bridge, which is, we celebrated that last year, the opening of it. Yeah, well, that's how it went. So since 2012, it went so quickly actually, and it's so nice to see that also the inhabitants of Morgantown, especially the Osage area,
Right.
they're so friendly, they're so warm,
They were so appreciative of that, you know, someone from their small town made such an impact, and someone was interested in learning more about not only them but the town. And I think that, you know, the town just, you know, grew around this, and it just grew. And I think we hit a real nerve in our community about, you know, I'll say this: my dad would not talk a lot about it. You know, a lot of people, when I talk to people about World War II, they don't want to say anything about it. But this film brings closure for some families, and at the same time brings, you know, a whole nother meaning of what it means to go to war and not come back.
Well, Martin, we look forward to seeing you in Morgantown, and I'm sure Tom will show you around the town again.
He's got a whole.
I do want to say that I did meet him, and the first thing I did was I said, you know, we met at Jean's, and I said the first thing we do is you find the local establishment. We went there where probably James Wickline had gone because it had just opened up about a year or so. And then the second thing I taught him that from the Netherlands, you learn to say, beat the hell out of pit.
That's correct. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, enjoy your night here at the Dutch Embassy and enjoy the premiere.
thank you.
Have you guys seen the movie yet?
First time for Tom to see it.
No, I have
actually,
not
so
seen it yet, so I'm very nervous.
You've seen it, Martin?
I've seen it a lot.
Okay.
And
good.
they had several premieres, and you had a youth orchestra. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, well, just 2 weeks ago we
Yeah.
had the Dutch premiere, which was amazing actually. The
saw
whole
that.
We were with 500 people, so it was a lot of crowd over there. And we had the Dutch youth orchestra over there, several speakers, which was actually amazing. And people were really wow, this is amazing. This is really you know, this from their responses they were like this touches people. So
It's a fantastic event.
Well, and I appreciate West TV being here and showing it, because I know a lot of people could not be here, and I think they're going to be very proud of West Virginia and what we contributed in, you know, saving the Netherlands and being a part of two countries. I mean, and I think that's what it is. It's combining two countries who will never forget all the people who sacrificed themselves. So
Absolutely. Thank you again. Thank you, Martin.
you're welcome.
thank you very much.
All right.
Okay,
We'll
have
see
a good
you
evening.
By the way, is that you know, West Virginia, Morgantown, it's and the mining culture.
Yes.
It's quite similar from where I come from in the Netherlands.
Right.
And also the position, you know, afterwards, after the closure of the mines.
Right.
And the
There are a
whole
lot of
industry.
similarities.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
It's really, no, yeah.
fantastic project all the way around.
Well, thank you.
Again,
Thank you for being here
congratulations.
again. Cannot
Okay.
say enough about
Okay.
it. Thank you.
Looking forward to the whole bit.
Once again, we're here at the Dutch Embassy in Washington, D.C., and we have two young ladies with us from Monongalia County. And maybe you could introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Ann Montague, and executive director of a nonprofit organization called Thanks, Plain and Simple. And what it means is let's learn to thank one another and work together. And our first project is to show how wonderfully American Rosie the Riveters pulled together through World War II. And this is Anna Hess, a real live Rosie the Riveter who did some significant work in World War II.
Is she available for any part-time work?
She's helping me at this moment. I don't know if anything's more important than that. I don't want to give her away.
And can you give us your name again?
Yes, I'm Anna Hess, and I am from Morgantown, West Virginia. And I am considered a Rosie the Riveter, although I never riveted. I worked in the tire industry, making truck tires for vehicles that were used during World War II.
Is this going to be your first time of watching this documentary movie here tonight?
Yes, we were part of it.
You're in the movie,
Probably. I don't know.
as far as you know.
There.
And you are both from Morgantown, is that right?
No, I'm from Charleston at this point. I'm from all over, and it's hard for me to say where I'm from, but I'll say I'm a world traveler, and I happen to be working from Charleston, West Virginia at this point. And Anna is from Morgan. This is a picture of Anna Hess with Martin. Martin, in searching for the soldier, the fallen soldier, came to Morgantown And Anna met him last year, and the odd thing is Anna had just come back from the Netherlands, one of 3 Rosies that were hosted by the National Liberation Museum. And we had just met with the King and Queen of the Netherlands at Arlington Cemetery. So it's like the embassy had an event for us May 2nd. We went to the Netherlands on May 6 through 8. And then the King and Queen met with Anna on June 1st. And then there was Martin. I said, you know, this is meant to be.
That's a full schedule for sure.
It just happened, 3 in a row.
Now, if anybody wanted any additional information about what you folks do, is there a web page or something?
Yes, there is. It's thanksplainandsimple.org or the Rosie the Riveter Project.org.
Ladies, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Have a good time here at the Dutch Embassy.
This works. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Netherlands Embassy on this special evening. Thank you all for being here. My name is Sjors Molenaar. I work for the Communications and Cultural Department here at the Embassy. And I would like to tell a little bit about what tonight's going to look like. Before, of course, handing the floor to our Ambassador, Hennis Schuur. After the Ambassador's opening remarks, we will start the film, Ageless Friends, where you're all here for, of course. After that, we'll have a Q&A session where you'll be able to ask questions to the filmmaker and main character of the film, who are present here. And lastly, the bar in our main hall after the Q&A will open again, which will give you the opportunity to socialize furthermore. With that being said, please join me in welcoming Ambassador Hennis Schuur.
Good evening, and thank you all very much for coming tonight for what I hope will be an impressive and special screening of an impressive documentary film. We have 2 special days in connection with the war in the Netherlands. The 5th of May, we celebrate our liberation, the day that we were liberated after the Second World War. The 4th of May, we remember the price that we had to pay for that liberation. And most of all, we remember the people who paid the price for it. The people who gave their life, the people who were wounded, the people who lost their loved ones. It's a special day. We did that again today. We also have that commemoration abroad. At 8 o'clock in the evening, in the center of Amsterdam, the King and Queen will be there, and we have 2 minutes of silence. And 8 o'clock in the evening in Amsterdam translates to 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Washington, and we had that same commemoration moment of 2 minutes of silence at the base of the carillon, the Dutch carillon, the gift of a grateful Netherlands nation to the Americans for liberating them now 71 years ago, where they came and the Canadians came and made us a free country again. We do not only think about our compatriots at that time, our compatriots who have fallen during the Second World War, our compatriots who have fallen after the Second World War, in the various conflicts that are still raging in the world. but we also commemorate, think about the people who came from far, far away and gave their lives to liberate us. One of the places where we do that, especially in the Netherlands, is in the cemetery of Margraat. 8,301 American young boys and girls are lying there, who went out from the United States, left their loved ones, their parents, their brothers and sisters, maybe their wives and children, and never came back. There is a saying that only those people are really dead who are forgotten. If you are remembered, you are still among us. And of the 8,301 graves that are there at the cemetery in Margraat, every grave has been adopted by a Dutch family. And not only that, there's a wall where the names of the soldiers who have never been found are inscribed in that wall, and all those names have been adopted by a Dutch family. And I'm proud to say there's a waiting list of people who would love to adopt a grave and whom we cannot help at the moment. And this documentary, Ageless Friends, is about exactly what the importance of adopting a grave means. It means making the connection between what is now and between what happened 71, 72, 73 years ago, and between a boy that set out from West Virginia and never came back, and the quest of a boy probably of the same age who, when he adopts the grave, knows that there is a connection between him and somebody whom he has never met. And he wants to make that connection, and he wants to find out what connects them. And it's more than a cross at the cemetery, it's a remembrance. And in that quest, they become friends, ageless friends. Thank you very much.